Hello, I'm Subhash. I was discussing problem solving techniques with my colleague Harish the other day, and he came up with an interesting insight. Harish felt that often we do not spend enough time in understanding the problem and jump to the solution without quite understanding what the problem itself is all about. This got me thinking on how we understand problems. Broadly speaking, there are two ways in which we understand problems. One is by analysis and the other by synthesis. Analysis is about breaking things down into its component parts, like understanding how water is made up of oxygen and hydrogen. Similarly, you could look at a car as a combination of engine, chassis, body, suspension, transmission, battery, electrical subsystems, etc. Analysis as a method usually helps us find an answer to the question what, as in what is water? What is the car made up of? While this approach is helpful to us in understanding the world around us, especially to understand simple systems with low level of interconnectivity and interdependence. However, this approach has an inherent limitation as it is reductionist in nature. Reductionism is saying that a system is the sum of its parts and nothing more. It is like saying that water is just hydrogen and oxygen. While it is true from a chemical point of view, there is much more to water than hydrogen and oxygen. Or, as anyone who has driven a car knows, an automobile is much more than the sum of its parts. Now, if we want to understand more complex systems like computer networks, businesses, or social systems, we will need to take another approach. We need to understand how things work and why things happen. Here we try to understand things by trying to figure out how the different parts are interrelated, how the different elements are interrelated, and what are the causes and effects in that system. This approach is called synthesis. While analysis is a top-down approach, breaking things down into its components, synthesis is a bottom-up approach by trying to understand the relationships between its components. In synthesis approach, we also try to understand causes and effects, like how an engine turns on when you switch the ignition, or how a car slows down when you press down the brake pedal. This way of understanding is called system thinking. System here comprises of the various components, their interrelationships, and the various causes and effects. In the real world too, at the workplace, at home, in the society, we will often need to use a combination of both these approaches, analysis and synthesis, to understand the problems that we are trying to solve. To summarize, there are broadly two approaches to problem solving: analysis and synthesis. Analysis is a top-down approach of breaking things down into its component parts, necessary to know the what of things. Synthesis is a bottom-up approach of putting together various components, understanding the relationships and dependencies between them, between the subsystems, and also understanding the causes and effects. This helps us know the how and why of things. This approach is called system thinking, seeing what is observed as a system of interconnected and interdependent parts. Hope you like this video on problem solving and will like and share it. You can watch more videos on our channel skillActz. Do write back to us on the topics that you would like us to bring out more content on. Please subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button below. Thank you and bye for now.